There are a few new faces around the channel, and I thought this might be a good idea to reintroduce the channel, to set a state of the channel, and to talk a little bit about what it is that I do here, and kind of go through what I hope you can expect if you have recently subscribed or if you have been here for a while. I am putting in more work on this channel this year. I do have another channel called Strip Cover Lit. We will get to that in a moment. It's always linked in the description below, but that is where I talk about literature, that is where I talk about novels, short stories, poetry, etc. But if you are here, it is quite likely that you found your way to this channel through the commentary type videos that I do on the channel. I do comment on politics, I comment on culture, I comment on business, technology, and science, though I don't think there is any necessary reason to limit this to those things. But that is where I spend most of the time commenting when I do comment on sort of pop culture or anything of the sort. That is not all that I do here. If my only goal here were to grow on YouTube, that would be all I did. That would be the exclusive domain of this channel. But I believe that I made a video earlier this year called the Culturo Offensive, in which I talk about a little bit of, I think that if you are going to put yourself out there in this way, have a YouTube channel, etc., you kind of owe it to it's kind of your responsibility, I guess I should say, to try to further culture. And I don't think that you further culture simply by commenting on culture. So there are other things that I do here besides these commentary videos. The next thing on the list here is nonfiction. Right now, there is a series on the channel for The Daily Laws by Robert Greene. I am reading this year and picking out certain days that I will share on the channel. Robert Greene, absolutely indispensable knowledge and wisdom from Robert Greene. And The Daily Laws is kind of the distillation, if you will, of a lot of his other works, as well as a little bit of other stuff thrown in. It has been very interesting, and I really enjoyed doing that series. This is the second time I have attempted that series. I am hoping to get a full series on the channel, just kind of going through the whole year and picking out the things that I think are most worth sharing. The second nonfiction series that is going on the channel currently is The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. Again, just picking out random days to share on the channel to highlight some things from those. This is the third time I've tried to get all the way through the Daily Stoic. Not stoic enough, I suppose, so I always fail that series, but I am hoping to get through that this year. But there are other things that I want to do on the channel. Uh, Different philosophy. There is an idea that really interests me, and I have a book that I've started, but I haven't really drafted anything up called, I don't remember what it's called, but it's about hauntology, and it's an idea from Jacques Derrida that I think is very interesting. Basically, the way that it's often summarized is the future has been canceled. And this is an idea that I think we are living out in the present, the idea that the future has been canceled. Look around you. Look at all of the culture that is happening around you. Everything is a recycling of other things. If you were to take a photograph from now and compare it to a photograph from 2005, there would be some differences, but largely that would be indistinguishable. You could probably confuse the two, except for, of course, the fact that one would be on a 4x6 and one would be on your phone. The resolutions would be different, but the things inside that picture would be largely the same. The style would be largely the same. The hairstyles would be largely the same. The cars on the road would be largely the same. They would look pretty much the same. There is no other point in time where this is true. Not that we have recorded, probably 1770 and 1750, they looked pretty similar. But if you go back to, for example, 1990, and you say compared pictures from 1990 to pictures from 1970, it wouldn't be the resolution of the picture that were the starkest differences, right? So I think that we are living through currently a bit of a cultural lull. And that idea is very interesting to me, and I think that it is expressed very well through the idea of hauntology. There is a lot of exploration of ideas of, for example, nihilism that I want to get into. I think that nihilism is often misrepresented, at least the full idea of nihilism. There was a quote from an early nihilist called Dmitry Pisarev, who said something to the effect, and I don't have the quote memorized, I know I should, I use it so much. This is the ultimatum of our camp being the nihilist. This is the ultimatum of our camp. What can be smashed should be smashed. What cannot, what will withstand the blow is good. At any rate, no strike out right, strike out left. No harm will or can come of it. Basically saying that everybody kind of confuses nihilism as saying that nothing is worth it. There's a strain of nihilism that goes down that route, sort of essentially post World War I, where everyone looked around and said, well, nothing withstands the blow. But nihilism, I think, in its seminal form, is more or less just basically the scientific method played out through all places of life. Whether you're talking about your philosophy, well, try to crumble your philosophy. If you can crumble your philosophy, it's no good. So start at the base, it's first principles. But nihilism in its most seminal form does allow for the fact that something withstands the blow. So it's not nothingism. It is taking nothing for grantedism, in my opinion, and I hope to get into essays about that. Video essays in general, I hope to take a lot of the distilled ideas from here. Oh, and again, just real quick, the strip cover lit is where I talk about poetry, short stories, and novels. I'm currently reading through Frankenstein over there, currently going through Ernest Hemingway short stories. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, that is what I do over there. But video essays, I want to get more into this idea of taking all of these things, the politics, culture, business, technology, science, nonfiction, philosophy, art, all of these things, and creating with them, going forward from them. Again, I'm going to have to parse down what I'm doing other places online, what I'm doing in my work life. Hopefully, this here, number 5, will get a little bit better sorted out, so I don't have to dedicate as much time to that. But video essays, questions, and application. I think that the question format of video essays, simply asking pinpoint questions starting from answers, is perhaps every bit as useful a way to do that as starting with a question and needling your way towards an answer. I think that sometimes the most useful cultural artifacts are those that cause reflection as opposed to those which attempt to provide answers. I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope it does. So that's one of the things that I'm going to want to do more of is video essays. Movie reviews. I'm going to do more movie reviews eventually. I haven't been to the theater since 2019, and I want to change the form. I do enjoy talking about movies. I do think that presenting the movies in the same light that I present literature on Strip Cover Lit is useful to me, at least. I think that it does stand the chance to further conversation. Just basically treating movies as literature is something that I think can be a cultural type of commentary, as opposed to like reactions or just reader response reviews, which are basically I liked it, I didn't like it, but taking the literature of the movie and breaking it down and things like that. Fitness journey. I'm not sure how I'm going to integrate this yet, but I am hoping to put that part of my life on the channel in some form, fashion, facet, or manner. It is something that I have been struggling with for a while. Used to be the fit guy, but not anymore. So hopefully going to work that onto the channel in some way. Goal setting. This is something that has been a mainstay of my channel, a staple on this channel since its inception. Probably what you're looking at here is just a once per month video. And if you do set goals as well, I hope that you uh, talk talk to me about your goals in the comments of those videos, etc. Mini bios of historical figures. This is something that I want to do. It's going to take a lot more production value than I have currently worked myself up to knowing, but I do think that it's possible that in the future I end up spinning history off into its own channel and movie reviews off into its own channel. It just depends on the way the channel goes. If there is any, if so, basically, the way that I want to run this channel is absolutely 100,000% the way you're not supposed to run a YouTube channel, because the way that YouTube promotes your video supposedly is that it takes what percentage of your subscribers clicked on something before suggesting it out to others. So by doing this, if you are here for the commentary videos and you see me dropping a fitness journey video, maybe you probably won't click on it. That is something that spirals channels into destruction. But again, I want to contribute on this channel, not simply talk about others. So mini bios is something that I'm currently planning. I've never done anything like that, so we'll see where that goes. Probably no time super soon. And then painting review / criticism, not criticism in the way that you hear criticism talked about sort of in the mainstream, not saying this is what I don't like about it, but again, sort of like you talk about literature. What is the symbolism behind a painting? What is the symbolism behind the figures in the painting? Why is the composition the way it is? Why is the lighting the way it is, etc.? These are I had a class on that in college, and I was very interested in it. And I haven't found too terribly much of that on YouTube. There are some channels about that. So this is kind of what I do on the channel. These are the types of things that I hope to be doing more of on the channel as the year progresses. The commentary videos will be a staple. As I try to make more content, those are the ideas that present themselves the most readily, right? So what is in the news right now easily leads to a video or two. I want to upload about 5 times per week. It is difficult for me to make promises, right? I think everybody is familiar with that. If you are part of the sort of greater YouTube experience, which is to say following channels that are not strictly full time, right? I don't even have this channel monetized, so I don't make any money here. I earn a pittance off of Strip Cover Lit, but I have dedicated nearly a decade of my life over there. Um, if you follow any number of YouTubers in that way, you know that sort of life happens, right? So I cannot promise anything, but that is sort of what I hope. This is sort of what I hope to do on the channel. If you have other ideas or things you want to see me talk about, be sure to leave those in the comments section. I'm considering rebooting the Ask Adrian Anything series on the channel, but I run out of questions so fast on something like that. Maybe that's different with a little bit of a bigger channel, but I am not sure. If you have any suggestions, be sure to let me know in the comment section as well. And as always, man, if you hit the like button, it really does help me out. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, these are the things that I will be doing on this channel, so consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around for more. And as always, I hope to have you back for the next one.